Hi, in this video I'm going to show you a method for installing a shoot-through hole transducer in a kayak. Now in this video I'll be doing it on a Crescent Lite Tackle kayak, but it is applicable for many other different brands. And I'm also going to include a previous video I did for this method in the narrative section for a reference point. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. These are the parts I'm going to be using for this project. This is just one of a pair of sandals or flip-flops or chanclas, whatever you want to call it, that I got for 25 cents at a thrift shop, and then a brand new tube of marine goop. So the first thing I did was I took my transducer, laid it on top of the flip-flop, and then traced the outline of it. And I already did that, so I'll just pull it off, and this is what you have. So then what you're going to do is just cut out around it, just to give yourself a bigger area that you can set inside the kayak, and then you're going to cut out this section in the center, leaving a little bit of space so that the excess marine goop can come out over the sides when you press in the transducer. Okay, so this is my cutout piece of the flip-flop. And this will be my bottom side because it's got nice ridges that'll help the adhesive stick to the inside of the hull. And just to show you kind of what it looks like, you just set it in like that, and you have a little bit of a gap all the way around it to allow the excess goop to ooze out. This is an interior view of the front hatch looking towards the back of the kayak, and you'll see just about in the center that there's that support structure that is connecting the inside of the hull to the top and bottom sections. So what I'm going to do is place my well that I just made for the transducer up against that as a backstop. Okay, so before I placed in this little well section made from the flip-flop, I cleaned the interior of the hull with some acetone, and then I put a light layer of marine goop on the base of that well section to hold it in place. So the next thing I'm going to do is fill it up using my marine goop and then press in the transducer and then put a weight on it and let it set up overnight. Okay, so this is what it looks like once it's set in the well with all the marine goop, and now I'm going to put a weight on it. Okay, so the transducer has dried overnight, and here's my little well in here. And when I first got ready to do everything, I filled up the empty well about halfway high with the marine goop, and then I press fit the transducer inside, and like I said earlier, put a weight on it to hold it overnight. But before I pressed in the transducer, I checked for bubbles and I saw 3. So what I did was I just took a piece of wire, coat hanger, anything you have, and I just pulled those bubbles out and let everything settle. And I'm going to go ahead and test everything right now. Okay, so I've got my test setup going on right now to check to make sure that my transducer is working properly. And I'm testing it in the garage, so I expect to see what I'm seeing. I've got my 12-volt battery here. I've got my Lowrance Hook 7 fish finder right there, and I have it set up with a cigarette type plug, which I've got hooked up to my 12-volt battery, and the transducer is going just as planned. And the reason I'm getting that alarm is because I have it set for depths of less than 5 feet. So plus with signals bouncing off the concrete floor in this garage, I'm not surprised at any of these readings, but it works. So that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments. Thank you.